Hey, what's up guys? Drew here over at RevHiker Outdoors. Stick around for my review of the MT Knives Genesis. Okay guys, so doing a neck knife today, something that I haven't done. Haven't really done a neck knife, and I've never really done neck knives. I carried them a couple times and they were cool, but they just kind of, I don't know, it never like caught on for me. So fast forward, I'm talking to the owner of MT Knives. We just kind of struck up a conversation on Instagram, and we were talking about different things, and we were talking about neck knives and carrying them. And I said, yeah, you know, I just never really done it. And he said, well, you know, I think if you did it for a few weeks, like it would change your mind. And then he asked me for my address, and he sent it over. And you know, I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I said, you want me to do a review on it, or, you know, and he goes, no, just, I want you to try it out, you know, see if you like them. So there was no expectation of anything, but I ended up really liking the knife, so I wanted to do a review on it. First off, when you get this, these are all made by one guy, okay? This is the Genesis. It's just a very lightweight, basic, you know, very, you know, just kind of a plain Jane as far as like, no frills, just a little Kydex sheath, a lanyard that you can adjust when you get it, and this is paracord, but it has these little snaps so that it won't choke you out. But these are strong enough to stay on, but weak enough so that if this catches on something, it'll pull off instead of hanging you. Kydex sheath was very well done. Has a little bit of a rattle now because this thing got tossed, like thrown across a room. Weird story, you know, whatever. But anyway, you know, it's kind of grown on me. I wore it for like 3 weeks, like he said, every day, and it's convenient. It got to be pretty convenient to where I like it. Now this is made out of CTS HXP steel, and I'm gonna roll in some stuff so you guys can see this in action. It's not just me talking. One thing you'll notice in the video is the grip. At one point I just kind of show my hand and I kind of point to a hot spot. If you really start doing some heavy cutting with this, the way these finger choils are cut here, they don't, for me, it just doesn't fit quite perfectly. If you want to choke up, it's kind of like a weird, like maybe you can't quite do it. I think if these are a little narrower, it would be easier, but for 99% of the cutting tests, for all like the cardboard and the rope and the 99.9% of what you're going to attempt with this knife, it's totally fine and it doesn't bother you and it fits in your hand nicely. But if you're really trying to raunch on something and get like a hammer grip on it and get choked up and get control, it can bite in your hand a little bit. I'm sure that could be you know, remedied quite quickly with a paracord wrap and a different sheath, but I don't think a paracord wrap would work with this sheath because of how deep it goes in. That being said, retention is excellent on the sheath, and the HXP steel did really well. I've been cutting with this for well over a month now, probably 5-6 weeks, and I just put it on a strap before I did all the cutting tests for this video. So it's held an edge very well. And the stone wash looks nice. It's just everything about the knife is nice. So I liked having the convenience. Now, let me get on to the stuff that I didn't like about carrying a neck knife, because it is convenient to just grab right off your chest and start to cut. But what I didn't like was, like, so I have a wood stove and I heat with wood, and I was having to bend over to do stuff to, you know, get into the stove and move logs around, and when you're leaned over, the knife kind of swings out. I mean, with gravity, and just kind of swings out, and sometimes it can be right in front of your face when you're trying to do stuff, or in your way. And I tried some bushcraft type stuff, and I was using my main knife, and this was swinging in my way, so I had to tuck it inside my jacket. But then I went to grab for it, and it wasn't there, and I had to pull it out of my jacket and then grab for it. So if you're doing a lot of bending over and stuff like that, you know, it can, to me, it got in the way a little bit. Now it's something that I got used to as time went on, but you know, the one advantage of a pocket knife, I would say, is it's always in the same spot no matter what. You're always going to go to your pocket and it's going to be right there. unless the clip catches on something and it tears it out of your pocket. But for the most part, this was very nice and convenient, and I got used to liking it and, you know, having it on me. But you know, it can swing into your way sometimes. But if you're not in an environment where you're doing a lot of that, then that's not going to be an issue for you. But anyway, you can see this thing absolutely slices like a dream. It just whips through stuff. Not awesome for really heavy duty stuff, but then again, it's a small blade, you know. I mean, you're under, I think you're just under 3 inches on this, so it's like, how much really heavy stuff are you gonna do? But for all your slicing, cutting, this is even half decent in the kitchen if you don't need a lot of length. But you know, it just rips through stuff. You could see it just, you know, went through that cardboard like it wasn't there. So anyway, guys, that's kind of been my review overall. The knife functions really well. For hard use, the handle isn't the most comfortable, kind of digs in a little bit. Part of that's because it's just plain metal, and part of it is the finger choils are slightly odd for me. But man, is it a slicer, and once you get used to it, it is convenient having it right there. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching this edition of Knife Thursday and my review of the MT Knives Genesis. Really had fun using this, and man, thanks for sending this over. I know you didn't expect anything, but I wanted to do a review on it because I really like it. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. God bless you as always, and I'll catch you next time.